yes, let's get straight into it.
So before we jump into the paint shop, I was just checking out some of the new.
Like a rap god.
So before we jump into the paint shop, I was just checking out some of the new upgrade parts on this Jeep Gladiator, rendered here in unparalleled detail thanks to ray tracing on the Xbox Series X. Check out those reflections. Woof!
They are gorgeous.
And some sweet new upgrade parts there. Exclusive reveal here on the Forza Monthly. Anyway, enough of the Jeep. Let's get out of that. We're not here to look at that. Let's take a look at a different car. So I'm going to jump into my Porsche 911 GT2 RS.
All right. Any reason in particular for painting up this one?
The real reason is one, because it's one of my favorite cars in the game. Secondly, because I just wanted to show people this sweet new body kit that is available on this car. You can get yourself a Duke Dynamics kit, which makes it look a little bit more aggressive. It's super cool. I just thought I'd reveal that to the world.
Appreciate it.
We'll pop back in here in a little while, but let's go jump into the paint shop, as that's what we are here for.
Right. Yep. You got your you going with this base color here, this nice fluorescent yellow.
So yes, this is actually one of Porsche's stock colors. I think they call this one race yellow or racing yellow. I went with this one because I'm using the new Forza Horizon 5 limited edition controller. You're used to having the layers along the bottom of the screen from left to right. We've moved that over to the side of the screen in a vertical stack, so that as you're applying those layers, the order of them makes more sense. So let's see what I mean by that. I'm just going to grab one of these now. As I said, I'm going to try and do something based on the Forza Horizon 5 controller. I've probably already massively oversold my artistic abilities there. But let's start off with...
If anything, you've undersold it. I don't know.
Right.
The controller's real bright as well, isn't it? You got the yellow base, and then it's all paint splatters and gorgeous
That's
colors,
right, yeah.
So.
And because it's transparent plastic, the way the light moves through the controller just makes it glow in the dark. I'm going to... so I select that, and then I'm going to move that over here. Already you can see that the UI has been redone and reimagined. We have got fresh icons for everything. I said that I'm going to want to copy that one over. So I'm going to click copy and then paste. And I'm going to select that duplicated layer. I'm going to change the color of it. And I'm going to go with this one with a blue to try and match what's on the pad. I'm going to move that one so it's not being completely splashed over by the pink there. And I'm going to do that again to add a purple. So copy, paste, and then make it purple. All of this is functionality that people may be familiar with, but it's presented in a way that's it's fresh, and I think it's much more accessible as well. Now I can.
I was about to say, you can do it quite quickly, can't you? You're managing to go in between all these tools really fast, which is. I'm
going in between really fast. It still doesn't look very good, and I should caveat. This is about as good as it's going to get today. But
it's amazing. Pay for this.
But once I've selected them, I've grouped those layers together. I can now click this button, and I can then copy those over to the other side of my car. And then we jump over, and you can see there's a couple of stickers I've added there earlier. So this, once you get into that rhythm, it does make creating liveries that much easier, that much faster. One of the other cool new improvements we've made as well is to massively increase the resolution of your liveries. So if you're playing on the Xbox Series S or X, then they're much, much higher resolution when not on the car, when you're driving around in free roam or you're in races. Obviously, I've already stuck this kit on it. That did give me a little bit more downforce. But you can now take any of the kind of road-built cars, and you can give them a couple of upgrades and then make them suitable for taking it off-road, maybe you can head across the desert or take it onto a dirt route, or maybe even across country. So if I click on the suspension, down at the bottom of the screen, down the bottom left, you can see that all of our cars now have an off-road score. That is the bottom one of those stats. On this car at the moment, it has an off-road score of 4.3. That's out of 10, so that's not a great score. But I can quickly slap on some rally springs. You see straight away the car lifts up straight away, gives it that little bit more clearance. It's going to eat up all those bumps and lumps in the road a little bit more. There is another one as well. I could go for drift springs, which does the opposite effect. It lowers it and it changes the stance of the wheels. But right now we're going to go for rally springs. Also going to have a look at the tires. So we've added a ton of new tire compounds. There is the ones that people are familiar with, the semi-slick, the slick. There's a drift tire compound, so you could combine that with those drift springs we just looked at if you want to turn any car in the game into a bit of a drift beast. Right now, we are going to go with off-road race tire compound. And you can see as soon as I've selected that one, it's bumped my off-road score up to pretty respectable 7.9. I can give it a quick engine rev. I'm just going to add those parts to my car, and we'll take it for a quick drive, and I'll show you the difference they've made.
Yes.
A fantastic track car, not really at home off-road though, but with just a couple of upgrades,
Until
really quick.
Now.
Exactly, just a couple of upgrades, and we've made it off-road ready. And those upgrades are available for more or less every single car in the game as well. So if you're a big fan of any street car, you're a 350Z. You want to make a 350Z and you want to think, right, I'd normally take this and I'd send it for a drift. I'd take it out on the track, or maybe I want to take that out to go for a dirt race or a cross country as well. You can slap a few upgrades on it and you make it into an off-road beast. So you can see as I'm heading cross country here, it's holding traction. It's still got full control. No problems whatsoever. Yeah, there we go. That's it. That's a whistle-stop tour of the livery editor and a few new upgrades as well. And I've stacked it into a rock. There we go.
Did we get a look at the livery up close in the world?
Oh, yeah. Good shout. I forgot about that. Yes. So if I head off into a debug camera, we can get in nice and close, and you can just see how well all those crisp lines hold up on both the stickers I've added there, the Horizon Festival and Radio at Turner, sneak peek at a new radio station. And you can see all those decals there, just no pixelation at all, just really holds up, perfect quality. Yeah.
Just like being in front of a real car with your own eyeballs.
And yes, we have the Let's Go stream coming up in just a short while. We're going to be taking a look at some of the multiplayer features of Forza Horizon 5. Yeah, so first up is Piñata Pop. This is the game mode we showed at E3. So around the world, there's these circles, which we're all going to head out to now. This one can be found at the ruins of Ekbalam, which is a temple site that we visited a couple of times on Let's Go streams already. Heading over there with the convoy right now.
This must have been so fun to test and to figure out and add new elements to during development.
It's honestly, testing it has been probably one of the most fun parts of development. But I think coming up with these fun little mini games is just really good fun for game designers. I think it's always a kind of fun activity, like looking for what's a crazy problem or scenario you can come up with, and then think about how you'll try and solve it with a car.
Yeah.
So in this one we've got.
So what is the crux of this then? What's the nuances of Piñata Pop?
So as a team, we all have to work together to try and find and smash piñatas, which are all over these ruins. If I can find, I've just seen about 4, but they all got smashed right before I got there. So I'm going to try and slow down. So this one here, that's like the evil piñata, that like red cactus guy. You don't want to get that guy. He's the bad one.
What happens if you do get him?
He ghosts out your car, so you can't smash anything else. And then this chap over here, his name is Tank. He is the Horizon Festival's mascot, and here he is in Piñata form. We all love Tank very much. Nevertheless, I'm going to drive into him because I need to get the points for the team. Take a look at the Horizon Tour.
Horizon Tour, I think, is where we're going next.
And so Horizon Tour is like co-op races where you and 5 other drivers are racing against drivators, and between each race you have a little bit of downtime where you have to drive to the next event, and you can just like enjoy the sightseeing, drive around with your friends during that time. The whole game mode is very kind of casual, so there is no time pressure, there is no insane drivator difficulty or anything like that, so you can just like enjoy yourself in a co-op race. And this place right here is where you sign up for one. So when you go to this little icon, you will see what's on. So Horizon Tours run on a schedule, and they change every like 5 minutes. So the destination, the theme will change, so you can try out different cars. And while you're waiting, this is a great place to hang out with some people, show off your livery, or tune your car in preparation for the tour as well.
It looks like a good car meet, especially with that. Is that a mural on the wall as well for the tour?
Yes, so this is specifically themed for Horizon Tour.
Is there the possibility to group up with other people who you just happen to meet in this environment so you can go off together?
Yeah, so Horizon Tour, you don't need to be in a convoy with your friends. You can just turn up here and sign up for one. And then after the race, you can join convoy with new people you just played with.
Yeah, so this area where you can hang out with the Horizon Tour hangout spot, it's actually just at the kind of the foot of the festival. So that's the festival over there. There's the racetrack part of it there, and then there's the Horizon Tour section. And this is where this is where you're going to see a lot of people hanging out. They want to show off their sweet liveries. They'll come down here and wait because they know that this is a place where people are going to congregate. So it's a great place to hang out, socialize, and team up and start doing the Horizon Tour. We're not going to do one right now, but I think it's a good time to mention Link, which if you're paying attention, you may have noticed some people using Link then. But if I go Link and then press up to select Horizon Tour, everyone else gets the option to go, yep, okay, sure. We all get grouped together and we'll head off into a Horizon Tour event. Yeah, it's not in the plan today to do one of those. So we are all going to jump, fast travel up to the top of the volcano where we're going to have a look at Bullseye. So once the game mode starts, there we go. You will see that there are ramps like this one, along with a bullseye target that you can smash. And then as soon as you smashed one, the next one appears, like so.
Okay.
Hopefully got just enough air to get that one. I didn't.
I think I just saw there was a little pop-up there that said first ring, and it was 750 points. So yeah, I think it is.
Good, great game designer who did that. All right, next up, I think we were going to talk about the Horizon Open, weren't we? The Horizon Open is our new take on, I guess, traditional multiplayer. We've looked at the Tour, we've looked at Arcade. They are kind of fresh and new, different ways to play the game. The Horizon Open is the new version of what was called Team Adventure and Online Adventure in previous games. Some of those super high skilled elements have been removed. There's no longer the skill-based ranking system, which you could finish second in a race, which you might think was quite good, and then it would tell you, no, that wasn't good enough, and minus 50 points off of you. Or indeed, you could be in a team race where you could come first. Some people on your team don't, and then again, you get dragged down. People didn't like that. It still has a ton of challenges. It still rewards winning, but without a lot of the kind of punitive measures that existed. Drifting is very similar, in fact, to Drift Adventure that was added during the live program of Forza Horizon 4. Racing, self-explanatory. Playground games, it was all focused on team games in Horizon 4. Team games can appear in there, but there's also solo games as well. So you have Solo King, a Solo Flag Rush, and Solo Infected. And of course, there is the Eliminator.
We mentioned that the Eliminator was a sort of a later addition, a fun new thing that you added to Forza Horizon 4, and that was very much added to a map that already existed. So how much did that sort of change the way you worked on the Forza Horizon 5 map, knowing that you wanted to launch it day one? Did you make a map that was more Eliminator in mind?
Yeah, that's a great question. So as I said, between launching Eliminator and releasing Forza Horizon 5, this became our most popular multiplayer mode. And when that happens, that of course will then factor into the way that you build and design the world to create awesome moments within the Eliminator, much like the one we're seeing right now, where a VW Beetle's managing to reach near enough 100 miles an hour down the side of a volcano in a head-to-head race.
When you put it that way.
Magical moments like this. The really fun one is the opposite way, where the end point is in the top of the volcano, and you need to really make sure you've got yourself a car with a bit of torque to get back up there. Talk about it. But there are a ton of world features. I think the city as well, Guanojuato.
Yeah. Or trapped in a tunnel.
Exactly. Here's Anna in Guanojuato.
It does
Perfect
have a lot
segue.
of car drops though, so it's kind of like a risk-reward situation. You might choose to go there.
I see, okay.
Yeah, so Anna does have cheat knowledge as well. Anna placed all of the car drops around the world, so does have that
Anna, I
knowledge.
suppose the question for you then really is as well as this location, are there any particular spots around the world that are really good for the Eliminator? Maybe for car drops, maybe for hiding, I don't know. When you define good spots.
Well, Guanojuato is definitely good for hiding somewhere in the tunnel, but very dangerous. And the car drops, anything that looks like a point of interest, like any of the Baja circuit or the main festival, or the volcano as well, like anything like that will have a lot of car drops, but obviously all of it is random, so you might get unlucky. I personally start always at the Baja circuit, and usually there is at least like 3 there that you can choose from.
Oh, okay. Lovely. We saw one just then when we drove past. It was that bright purple light, was it?
Yes. Yeah, as is tradition in Eliminator, you see the really cool cars when you're in a race and unable to collect them.
Yeah. Just like here, when you're also stuck on a building, which is a fairly typical Eliminator performance from me, anyway. Oh, look, here are the tunnels we were talking about.
Yes, so that particular game ended, I think, in defeat for for Anna as she stacked it into that shed there. But yeah, now we're back in Guanojuato in the next game. So yes, it's me. This is where I challenged you.
Cruel.
Yeah.
That's some dirty tactics
You
already.
can guess how this one ends.
So so I took the left there to go up to the surface. Anna stayed in the tunnel, so we kind of forked our paths here. We're both trying to get to the end point as quickly as we can.
I also think, was that one of the first looks we've had inside the tunnels as well? Unless I need to be corrected there. I can't remember if we've seen those before.
Great call. I think it probably is.
Might well have been.
Yeah, it might well be. It's also probably the first time we've seen the city at night, which allows us to see all the lovely lighting work that's been done here, all those little pools of light that build up underneath all the street lights.
I mean, we may be second in this particular race, but we've got plenty of time to sightsee. I'm just all in on the drama. I just want to watch and see if we can win one. I'm not sure if you can see on the map, but we've got a little distance behind here.
It's a little distance, and I think the editor may well step in to save us in a moment.
Yep. I do love using Link though to sort of say goodbye before you're kicked out. I'm a big fan of that.
It changes when you enter the Eliminator as well, so you have unique options based on the game mode you're playing. And also
really?
in the different stages you get different link options as well.
Because the clearance that this car has means that I can drive straight through the water here, through the swamp, whereas person driving the Mercedes AMG 1 knows that their car's too low. If they come through here, they're really going to feel a lot of drag going through the water, so they've had to stick to the roads, which gives the Porsche Cayenne, which is obviously a slower car than the Mercedes AMG 1, a chance. So let's see how this one plays.
A chance to steal a level 10 car as well.
Exactly, and then use it
it's
to get
not
away
an
from the
opportunity
swamp.
you get much. It's going to be close.
There we go.
Very nice. You get it. Very nice. That's the dream, that is. I think I've only had a level 10 car once, and I did go on to win the Eliminator in the level 10 car, but it was just pure chance that I got it.
Yeah, another thing you can do, which I would not recommend when you're in the AMG 1 inside Eliminator, is switch it from track mode to street mode. That's a thing you could do, but also you'll have to sit and wait for the animation to complete for about 15 seconds, by which point someone will challenge you and take off and beat you. On Forza Monthly there, we looked at how you can take a car like the Camaro and make it off-road ready, stick some off-road springs on there. These cars don't have that. This is just the Camaro as it comes from the factory.
What perfect time for you to say that. But then this is what I mean, like you want to make sure you got the right car. Like I will more often than not make sure I try to get to the final circle with a car that's going to do way better off-road, as I just go as the crow flies directly to the end point and just hope I don't get interrupted by any of the scenery. Very rarely am I on a road.
Yeah, but if you know that road knowledge, you know, the entire map like the back of your hand, then you could know that there are some routes that are faster by road. So it's there are definitely advantages to that as well. So rather than just going the straightest line possible.
And that is another thing as well. The Mexico map does have more kind of longer, straighter, high-speed asphalt roads than the Horizon 4 map did. So there are more places where actually sticking to the road is going to see you right.
Talking of long, straight bits of road, there's an airstrip there.
Oh yes, that was a little peek at the abandoned airstrip there, one of our cool new world features.
Very nice.
A very brief peek as we Let's go back to some more Horizon Arcade.
Perfect. Okay, what have we got going on in the arcade now?
All right, we've teamed up at the Playa Azul, which is this little village on the east coast. Tom has pushed the button off cam and triggered the mini missions. Mini missions is a little bit like Simon Says. So you can see at the bottom of the screen, so it says earn an air skill, and we have a few seconds in which to do that. I'm currently crashing into some golf carts. I'm going to head down to the beach and see if I can get one off the dunes. We only have a few seconds to do it. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, get some clearance. I've really let everybody down. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me.
So what does that mean by letting them down? Does everyone have to do that challenge, or is it everyone has a chance to do it and it's like cumulative?
So yeah, everybody gets the same challenge at the same time. So, and then all the team have to work together, and however many people on the team manage to do it, they get that many points for their team, and then a few seconds later, it's on to the next challenge.
Right, what have we forgot.
Yeah, so it's about coming up with these silly, fun challenges and then thinking about how we can make that work in a car. There's keen observers will probably notice that there are some similarities with the Forzathon Live feature in Forza Horizon 4, but it has massively evolved since then. There is so much more to get stuck into. Yeah, it really is a lot of fun.
Forzathon points?
You do, yes. So the Forzathon shop returns and still is a great way to get hold of those really hard to find items, and you can earn Forzathon points by completing Horizon Arcade.
And what happens at the end? It was always quite sad. Everyone always gathers together in four for these Forzathon moments, and then you'd all sort of just like disappear off into the Forza Horizon, and you wouldn't see each other again. Is that the same if we change that?
Do you want to take that one, Anna?
Yes, we did change it. So as soon as you finish one of the Horizon arcades, you now get like a prompt to join convoy with everyone you just played with. And if you agree to that,
nice.
There's going to be a route set to the next event, because they don't just stop. Like, you can carry on one after another, just go do another one with the people you just played with.
What was this task one? Did I see it was to smash fences, or were we on the next one?
We did smash fences, then it was earn a wreckage. So, just so basically smash anything. Smash fences and then smash anything.
This poor town.
The Horizon Festival has a comprehensive insurance policy, which will...
That's the small print in there.
All right, so the next one up is earn an awesome skill chain, and I think with that, it might be time to move on and do something else.
You mentioned we're going to the Baja circuit, so where is that on the map, just for any map fans in chat, and what are we going to be doing there?
Yes, map fans, it is over towards the east of the map. Sorry about that. Yeah. So here we are.
So this is the Baja circuit then. What do we know about this, and what could you tell us about it?
So
cool.
the Baja circuit was actually designed by none other than Andy Baranowski, so I think he might be best placed to tell us a little bit about it.
Take it away, Andy.
Yeah, well, I was very excited to design this. I looked into a lot of the motorsport venues that they had in the Baja region and also sort of the southern states of America, and sort of tried to create my own Horizon interpretation of those. So it's a nice big wide sandy circuit with loads of big jumps. Wow, someone just jumped over the top of me. And lots of different layouts as well, so hopefully the community enjoy making the races that they want to make with that as well. So we've got the circuit itself, we've got this flat track oval style course that's got a figure 8 with a crossover in the middle as well. That was an awesome drift, sorry I was in the way. Hopefully lots to explore. It's also a playground games arena as well, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
So, lovely.
Yeah, lots of different game modes to play around this area.
I know we mentioned earlier that Anna, you're involved with the gift drop, and is it Kudos as well? I was wondering if you could maybe tell us a bit more, give us a bit of an insight on that process that you have with it.
So Kudos is like our little social currency we have now in the game, where you can earn them by doing nice things to other players, like helping them do something or sending them a gift drop. Or being nice to them in a race. So like when you're playing Horizon Open, for example, you can give kudos. You can say thank you to someone who, didn't ram into you and didn't push you off the checkpoint or something like that.
Thank you for not being a jerk, basically. Rewarding people for being good. Is there a competitive element? Like, do the Kudos system like display on your profile? Is there? I'm essentially thinking of someone who gets quite into collecting things. Is there a clout aspect to telling people I have this much Kudos, I'm really, really good, and everyone loves me?
Yeah, exactly. You can see it on your storefront. So if you are one of those players who likes to create a lot of UGC or likes to flex within the game, that's usually a great place to do it. And that's somewhere where you can see your total convoy count. Sorry, your total convoy count? Your total Kudos count, we should use our terminology correctly. I think one of the great things about Anna's features as well is that she always makes her features interact with each other in really, really nice ways. So Link, one of the things you can do with Link is ask for help finding a barn find. So if you're inside that barn find circle and you just can't find it, Link will pop up and say, does anyone know where this barn is? And if someone else is in the area and has found it, they can select, yeah, I can show you where it is, and it just adds a little clue on your map so you can go and find it. And then,
that's brilliant.
And then you get the option to say thank you. You can go, thanks, and it gives that person a kudos for helping you out.
And how does gift drop work into that?
That is a great question. So I'm going to do the gift drop if you want to talk through, Anna.
Yes, so gift drop is if you can send cars to other players, you can create like really nice liveries and tunes, attach them to the car and kind of send it. And then when the player receives it, they can say thank you, and that's what gives you kudos as well.
So earlier on the Forza Monthly, I made this lovely car. It has a paint job, it has some upgrades on it. It's a really sweet rally spec 911 GT2
Gotta say,
RS.
big fan of the colour, by the way. I do like the colour on that one.
It almost matches the controller, kind of almost.
There's a theme here, everyone.
Anyway, carry on.
So when you selected the car you want to gift, you can select kind of who the gift is going to. So you can't select like a specific person, but you can select like new players. So it's going to go to someone who just joined the game, or someone like community contributors. So that's people who received a lot of kudos. You're kind of thanking them for making the community feel great. And then when you selected the theme, you go into the message, and every theme has their unique messages, kind of in line with what you're giving the gift for. So you can pick a message here. And then you can sign it. So you can pick to sign it with your player name. So this is the name that you pick from like this big select we have in the game. Or you can sign it with your gamer tag, or just unsigned, and no one will find out who sent the gift to them.
An anonymous gifter.
Yes.
I
And
love
here
that.
you
That's
can
so
like
nice.
look at the overall picture of your gift, how it's gonna look, what you're sending, what the message is, and then send it.
And then send it away. It gets me a warning. Yeah, don't show that again. I don't need warnings.
So that removes it from your garage, does it? So it isn't sort of it's like passing clones around. This is an actual trade of vehicles.
It's a gifting of vehicles. You're giving it away.
I love that.
Here we go.
There we go.
Oh, I've missed it.
Andy's missed out. You're too slow.
He might still join.
After all of that, it was Andy that missed out.
Yeah, how does
He's
that
come
work?
back to prove himself in a race, and he's not even in it.
Oh,
All right, so I've obviously been stitched up because everyone else in a faster car than me. I'm looking over at Tom on the race setup for this one. So,
Tom.
but it is a showdown. It's a showdown, so I get a head start. All right, let's go.
That's good then.
Yeah,
I'm joining you on the commentary team, Charlie.
go on then. I'm gonna.
Well, take it where you know all the intricate details, Andy. By all means, I can take a back seat on the commentary. You're the expert in the box
All
today.
right. Well, this is really interesting because Mike's taken off way ahead in his B-class car versus the rest of the field in the A-class cars. That was a good, 15 seconds head start? I think you had there?
I think.
See if you
yeah,
can
around
hold
that,
it over
yeah.
2 laps.
Yeah.
2 laps is a lot though.
Yeah.
It's a long old circuit. This one.
Right, so we're watching Anna now, just about to go through
Go on, Anna.
the banked hairpins.
It's a very difficult circuit.
It was left there.
Okay.